Welcome back to Gunner Fan TV. Welcome back to another video. We're going to talk Arsenal. Arsenal plays Club Brugge tomorrow. They travel to Belgium, and apparently we have a couple injuries. Again, we're worried about injuries. Again, we're talking about injuries. Let's get into it. I believe tomorrow that it should be an easy game for us to win. This team is like 27th in the actual standings in the Champions League at this point. They only probably scored 8 goals. And listen, they're third in their league, to be honest. So they have some quality, but Belgium is not a league that could be compared to the English Premier League. Let's just be honest. All right, we're a class above that league. So we should go into this game, even with the injuries that we have. We should go into this game pretty confident, and we should get back to winning ways. We should use this game to propel us to come back this weekend and just roll over Wolves. So let's talk about the injuries real quick. We have Declan Rice, who's out. It doesn't appear to be an injury. It's saying that reports are saying that he has some type of illness, so he won't travel. And I think that's kind of good for Declan Rice because he needs some rest. So, however, he could get rest. Listen, if it's not an injury, then we're not really concerned with it. I don't know what kind of illness it is. I mean, the reports are kind of just vague, but it's reported that he's come down with some kind of illness and he won't travel. So hopefully he'll recover for this weekend. Or, I mean, honestly, we don't really need him against Wolves. You know what I mean? He could just relax, just chill, put his feet up, you know what I'm saying? And then he could come back the week after that and just, come right back to work. That's how we want to have it. He needs a rest right now, and that's good. Also, Leandro Trossard, he's also out with an injury. He came off, even though he was a substitute this weekend. He was substituted because I don't know. Listen, they asked Mikel today, "Are you overtraining the players?" And his answer was, "We don't have enough time to train." You know what I'm saying? So he's already finding excuses. He's not even taking accountability, right, for all these injuries. He's saying that we don't even have time to train. So that implies that because there's so much games, you know what I'm saying? This is why the players are getting injured. And it's not as a result of how he's running his training. So take that how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's not taking accountability. Either way, he needs to be resting players, and he's not resting and rotating players enough with the amount of players he has. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about depth. You know what I'm saying? We all like to talk about we have this depth within our squad right now, and it's just way too many injuries, man. Since last season, we've had like 95 injuries, second only to I think Brighton or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And already this season we have like 28. So, the record is crazy and the numbers speak for itself. So we need to do something about these injuries before it gets out of hand and it kind of pushes us out of this title race. All right. Max is also injured. I forgot to mention Max. He came down with another ankle. Well, not another ankle injury, but he suffered an ankle injury in the closed door or behind closed door game he had. So he won't be traveling either. Um, so I mean, it's concerning along with the ones that we had before. Gabriel, Mascara, Saliba looks like he's still not ready. So it's a bit concerning. However, the team that we have, we're looking well in the Champions League. We could kind of take our foot off the gas pedal per se, right? We could kind of rotate in this game, maybe, give a couple players who haven't really got much minutes this season, the Ethans and those guys, kind of give them a run out and just give them some match sharpness, some match fitness, just some game time. So I'm gonna pick my starting team for tomorrow. I would rotate and I would use Kepa. We could continue to use Ben White. Um, I think for left back, I would still use Calafiora because he's not playing this weekend, and you don't want to use Skelly and risk Skelly getting injured. So honestly, I would use Calafiori at left back just for that purpose because we've been so unlucky this season. You don't want to put Skelly in, and God forbid something happens to him and he's not able to play this weekend. Center back in Capier. I mean, we don't have many options there. And again, we're gonna have to use Timber, or if he's gonna use that new teenager on the bench, Salmon, I don't know, but I would just use that back line. It's what we got right now, so it's not many options there. You feel me? So that's what we're gonna have to play with because that's what we have. You know what I mean? So it comes to the midfield, we don't have Rice, so obviously it might be. Listen, he bought this guy from Brentford and he hasn't used him yet. I don't understand why. If you don't trust him, you know what I'm saying? Then why did you go ahead and make the purchase? You have Norgard available. He hasn't played a game. He's not injured. So, why are we not using him? He needs to play tomorrow because Rice isn't in. Again, he might use Marino in that position, but if you have Norgard, you use Marino and Norgard and the rest of Mendy and Rice. So those are the two I would start there. You know what I mean? In that position. Then on the left side, you could start obviously Martinelli. Martinelli's fit. He needs some game time. He needs to get out there and kind of get back into match fitness. Uh if you look at it, only Madueke we have to kind of swap with that position because Madueke could play left or right. But I would give Saka a rest too and just play Madueke on the right. So for me, it would be Madueke and also Martinelli. Um, in that center midfield, I'm pretty sure he's he's going to play Odegaard because Odegaard needs the game time. So Odegaard would actually fall into that position. I don't have any issues with that. He needs to get match sharpness and match fitness. And then of course up top we would have Victor Gyökeres because he needs to get back to where he left off when he got injured in that Burnley game. So I would like to see him in that position. And that's a quick, short, breakdown of the team I would like to see going out tomorrow for that game. We don't want to. I think right now our priority has to be the league to get back to winning ways. You never know what could happen this weekend because City plays Crystal Palace, and I think it's away if I'm not mistaken. And Crystal Palace, they're no slouches. You know what I'm saying? They're no walkovers. So anything could happen this weekend, and we're right back to where we started last week. So you know what I'm saying? Let's just go out there tomorrow. Let's just get the job done. It should be an easy win. This team, as I said, is 27th in the actual standings, in the Champions League standings. So, only scored 8 goals. So we should be able to do this tomorrow. Should be easy work, light work. But you never know. What I'm saying? When you get out there, things change. But if all things being equal, we should be able to win this game with the team that we have and the players that we have available. Also, Gabby Jesus is available. Hopefully, he gets to run out also. But we'll see, guys. So this is a quick video, quick breakdown of what I think tomorrow should be. Hopefully, it goes this way. Hopefully, we get back to winning ways and we can take it from there on the weekend. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.